Hey there, Christopher Thunder here from the World's Dirtiest Workshop. I'm going to make this short video about validating your connections. So you can see here I've got some wires here and I've got a connector on it. It's just like this one here. See that long butt connector on that? Okay. What I'm doing is I'm cutting them down the middle to see how tight they are. So I can't pop that off with my fingers. That is on there tight. And then I'm cutting the connector down to the last 4 millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to take a wire cutter, I'm going to take it down to the last 4 millimeters and I'm going to snip it off. And it just falls away. Okay, so now I've got these wire ends. They're a little bit different. Some of them are frayed. But what I'm going to do with these is I am going to take them and twist them properly at about 1/3 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. Okay, and I'm going to use this wire stripper to do it. Now I'm going to be down at a 16, not an 18 gauge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blue tape, and this is why I do blue tape with these things, is I'm just going to peel it away. Blue tape is very temporary, but if you give it a month or two, it will stay. It will be a paper type tape that behaves rather semi-permanently. Okay, see how easy that came off? So now I can work with this. Painter's tape, blue painter's tape. Now we're going to go with the 16 gauge strip. Okay, so 16 gauge strip at about 1/3 to 1/2 an inch. That's exactly what you want right there. We're going to take that down. Now I'm not looking at the end of the wire, I'm looking at where the insulator is to get the distance. You see they look pretty similar right there. Very, very similar. Okay. If one comes out a little bit long, I will trim it down to make them even. And again, this is why I have this tool and I'm not using a straight set of pliers or plier style cutters. Now, of these, I've got one that's a little bit long. I think it's this one. But you know what? It's not long enough to say, hey, I have to cut that down. So this one is ready to be twisted and reconnected to the new connector. So I'm going to take them, and although my hands are slippery and greasy, oily, okay, I'm going to start twisting those wires. Now you have to remember that this is the rear, okay, and rear speakers. These are signal wires, not power, but signal, okay. And what I'm going to do, okay, actually, this is going to get thrown away. Sorry about that. This is going to get thrown away. And I'm going to attach this new one to this. Okay. So what I did was I just prepared this for some other use, but this is not what I need. So big mistake. Whoops, sorry. But it was a good demonstration. Now I'm going to come back to these and do the same thing. I'm going to cut them down to the last 3 or 4 millimeters. Wrong tool. And they should fall away. With each cut, they should just fall off. And they're doing exactly that. That one needed a little bit of a tug. But there's no solder here. There's none. No solder. There they are. So we're going to repeat what we did last time. I'm going to trim that one off a little bit better. And I'm going to take the blue tape, peel it away, and then begin stripping. So, yeah, although I did the wrong one, it only took a minute, and it was a good video, good demonstration. Wrong tool. Now we're going to come back here and begin stripping at 16 gauge. A little bit further on that. Bosco, no. No, I'm working. No, 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 no. I am working. Buddy, stop it. I'm doing something that you're not supposed to be involved with. Gotta move the wire up a little bit to get it right. It's amazing how they get caught on everything. That's too much, gotta pull it back. And this one, that's about right. Okay. So this one looks a little bit long. If you can see that against the background here. But they all look just about right. Okay, so now, let's start twisting. So remember we did a practice plug because I thought that was going to be the useful thing, but it turns out no, it's not. Bosco's going to try to play with my tools while I'm working. So my goal here is to just get these twisted around 2 full turns. With my greasy hands, it's going to be a little tricky. So 2 to 3 full turns. And not frayed. Or, you know, you don't want the wires to spread out like that. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Except for this one, which seems to be a little bit long. It's very important to be able to identify that early and then get your wire cutters and just quickly snip that off. Now that's about right. And they all look about right. And let's see, this is a power antenna and amplifier. So now I've got these first 4 wires that I can work with to reattach to the new connector. Now what's going to happen here is the wire colors are going to match up pretty well. Pretty well. Ah, come on. Stop stealing my stuff. Really? Come on. Yeah, so if I leave the wires hanging out over the edge of the table, Bosco will grab them, and then he'll pull the harness right out of my workspace. So what we need here is purple, okay, and green. And if it's got a black stripe, chances are it's going to be a negative. Purple and green. This is going to be your rear wire set. And they're going to attach to the black harness here. Purple and green, purple and green. And that's going to be the first phase of this little mini project to get the rear speaker wires hooked up from the black connector to the white connector. Thanks for watching me, Christopher Thunder, from the World's Dirtiest Workshop.